Hi, Rachel. Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Wow, I can't believe January 4th already, 4 days into the new year. Rachel, I want to ask you, are you a goal setter at the beginning of the new year? I mean, at the beginning of the year, do you do resolutions? Do you do goals? And a lot of us
Yeah.
do. What do you do?
Yeah. I like the idea of the new year and a fresh start and kind of renewing, goals and renewing my intentions. But I
Mhm.
don't wait until the new year to set goals. I'm setting goals and setting resolutions and my intentions throughout the year.
Mhm.
But I do think that the new year is helpful because everybody can kind of think of it as a fresh start. Um,
Mhm.
we can let it empower us to kind of like begin again, especially after the holidays, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to get through the holidays, and then we feel kind of ready to go again, some new motivation. And that new motivation isn't wrong, but it is fleeting. So we have to
Mm.
grab the motivation and
Ooh.
ride that wave, but then building habits so that we can
Yeah.
keep going. We don't want to burn out.
Ooh. So good, so
Yeah.
good. Because yeah, so resolutions, we often laugh at ourselves, and I've seen all these comic strips kind of fly up, as far as, um, there was a pop up gym, and on January 1st, and somebody was saying, "Well, I'm so glad that you did this gym right here, right now." And he said, "Oh yeah," and in February it'll go back to the ice cream stand.
Yeah. Too true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
How about
Yeah.
you? Do you set resolutions and goals?
Yeah, I mean, I try, I do. I reflect. I mean, it's something that um I've always been a goal-oriented person, and that's not been hard for me. I find the middle of winter a good time to kind of reflect on where I am and where I want to go, where I want to be, because maybe I have more, days are still a little bit shorter, although they are getting longer, yay. Um, but having a little bit more, maybe time to kind of reflect on where I've been and where I'm going. And I
Mhm.
do have, well, we do a lot of goal setting in our church. And so I have, 2 pages of goals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I pulled mine out from last year. And, the thing about goals is you got to look at your list.
Yes. You've got to keep them front and center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, there are some goals that are ingrained in me. I just write them down because I know I'm going to keep doing them.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of things on this list like, oh, yeah, that was a good idea.
That was good. Do that again for next this year.
Oh, that's a good thought. I'm glad I
Yeah.
thought about that. Yeah, but other people come up with words for their year. Do you have a word?
I
Mhm.
do. This
Yeah.
is my favorite thing to do for the new year. So, like you, I'd love to look back at the year and um, um, take a moment to appreciate the things I've accomplished and
Mhm.
really give myself credit and the kudos and recognize throughout all the hard things of the year what I did do, and then kind of um, what do I want to repeat? What do I want to keep doing?
Yeah, keep doing.
What areas need a little tweak? But typically, what ends up happening, and I've done this for I don't know, it's been about 5 years now, is doing a word of the year instead of specific resolutions. And for
Mhm.
me, a word or maybe a short phrase is very empowering because I can write it quickly. If I spend time at the beginning of the year infusing the meaning and the purpose and the value of this word, then all I have to do is see it on my mirror, on my fridge, on my dashboard, and I know exactly what it means. I,
Mhm.
it can mean 5 sentences of things. I don't have to keep all of the lists of things in front of me because I know what that word means. And so um and sometimes during the year I add a word or two, like, okay, this and this. I've had words. One year it was decide. I was
Mm.
deciding between my this career pivot that I was taking, and I wanted
Okay.
to
Yeah.
make a decision.
Yeah.
And I knew that, so I was in decision making mode.
Yes.
um, Last year I was in pivot. I had pivot or pick a lane, and then
Mhm.
I added master the mundane.
Mm.
I needed to master some of the mundane things about my day to day. This next year is invest. So for me,
Oh.
yeah. So for me, this word infers investment financially into my business. I need, in order to do the next step, I need to invest financially and also like more on the business side of my business rather, than what I do for my job. Invest in myself a little bit more with some self-care, like taking better care of my skin. Maybe I can do some massages more frequently, or
Yeah.
yoga or physical therapy, things like I'm not good at taking care of my body in that way. I'm great at exercising and eating well, but I don't take care of other things like that. So invest means a lot of different things for me. And it's really empowering. And I encourage a lot of my coaching clients to come up with a word that could really be empowering.
Yeah.
If you were to pick a word, what would your word be? Do you know?
So yes, I picked a word for this year, and my word is abide. Abide. Yeah. Because and what abide means to me, because I've, in my reflection, I'm very excited about where we've been, Oregon Weight and Wellness, and you're, connecting with you and other health coaches and our yogi and everything. I'm very excited about all that. It's been a little bit of a frenetic year, for me, just kind of, and I haven't always embraced what I've preached as far as slowing down. So this year I'm trying to bring that together and abiding, and then also has some spiritual meaning to me. But I'm trying to slow down, be more present, not always, I'm not always thinking ahead. I mean, you have to kind of, but more in the moment, abide. Yeah, that's my word for the year.
That's great. That's great. And I love how, the minute you said abide, my mind went to a million different ways of how that could apply to me as well. And I think that's what's so cool about listening to other people's words is it gets you kind of open-minded. What it means to you, it could be very different to what it means to somebody else. And that's the beauty of these words, is that they have a lot of meaning.
Yeah.
And so if someone's hearing this and they're thinking, oh, I'd like to do this, but I don't know how to pick a word, you can Google word of the year. And you'll find lists upon lists of words, and it can kind of start to create those creative juices. And one might stand out to you. You might be hearing us talk about this, and you might know right away what that word is.
Yeah.
So I really encourage people to pick a word and let it and be okay with if it doesn't feel like it's really helping guide you in a couple of weeks or even a month or two, pick a new one. It's okay. Just pick another one.
Right.
Or if you finish the one that you're working on and you feel like you got it, you kind of accomplished that, you could pick a new one and move on to the next one. It could be quarterly that you pick a word,
Right. Yeah. Good. Yay.
Yeah.
So that's great. Yeah. So some of the goals that I have set for, I have two goals for Oregon Weight and Wellness for this year so far. I mean, I've got a lot of goals, but two new ones, I suppose. Yeah, I love what you said about keep continuing to do those things, because one thing I was thinking about is that just because we finish a goal doesn't mean or just because we make a finite goal, something that's smart, the smart, all those
specific, measurable,
the SMART goals, and that's finite, and that helps us, right? That's really key, practical, taking first steps. Just because you make finite goals doesn't mean you're finished, right? Because we're talking about this a lot, that sometimes we cross the finish line, we're there, we're done, and we don't keep doing what we were doing to get to the finish line, and then we have a setback. Right. So to your point, I'm going to keep those things that I'm doing and maybe tweak them a little bit. But what I really want to do is add a cooking class to, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
And, I ran at the castle one time, a couple of years ago, and then that I kind of, I fell down or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. I didn't give up. I'm like, okay, I need a little more structure. I need a little more training, a little more. Okay, so what did other people do rather than just dive in,
Yeah.
which is kind of what I do sometimes. But so I'm taking that. Well, we are taking that culinary medicine culinary medicine class, coaching class. So exciting, with the goal of beginning a culinary medicine class.
Yes.
Zoom. And so I've made little SMART goals underneath that, have it time bound,
Yes.
and details to follow about that, but because I'm still tweaking. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Very exciting. The other thing that I'm adding is wellness walks.
Ah.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of work across the street to make, when I say we, I mean my husband.
Yeah.
To beautify that space, and make it just a very pleasant, beautiful space to walk through. Lots of different foliage and green, so from the springtime into deep into the fall. If people want to spend their time with me walking, we can do that. That's a beautiful space. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, will that be attached to their visit with you, or will it be?
Yes. So to start with, we'll attach it to the visit, and then beyond there, I don't know. Maybe we'll bring yoga there. Maybe we'll bring other, other things there. So we'll see.
That is exciting. How fun. Those are very tangible goals. Like, they're very doable. They've got action, with them. They've got an outcome that you're looking for. That's really important to attach to our goals. Like, what is the outcome I'm looking for? To what end? What, how will I know that I've achieved this?
Right.
And the tasks are really important. So in coaching, and just in our minds, we get confused by the words of coaching: a goal, a dream, a vision, a task. What are all of these? And it's helpful to kind of break it down a little bit. You've got your dream, or the outcome of what you'd like to have happen. So maybe someone says, I would like to have a strong, solid sleep routine, or I'd like to be a good sleeper. Okay. That's kind of like the dream, the outcome. I'm a good sleeper. And then we have the goal of, I'm going to incorporate better sleep hygiene. I'm going to make changes to my routines. I'm going to, whatever they think it's going to take to achieve that outcome. But then we have the tasks. So the tasks are the specifics. The tasks are, at 2:00 on Saturday, I'm not going to drink coffee because it keeps me up at night. It's the specified actions that lead to ultimately what we're looking for. So
very good.
We can't set a goal. I think that's sometimes what happens in resolutions is people set goals. I'm going, they're big and they're lofty, and they forget that there's the daily tasks. There's the daily pieces that have to be, kind of like you said with your, with the culinary coaching, that you have some tasks, like some time-bound specifics.
Right. Yeah. Good. That's so true. Yeah. Right. We do need those big lofty dreams, right? Because they keep us going. And then we need those sub goals, and then we do need those SMART, because we need to shrink the big change.
Yes.
And make it very doable. Yeah.
It's down to the daily doable. The goal can be, we have the big dream, and then a goal can be achieved maybe in a couple of months. The habit can be built in a couple of months maybe, but we need the daily little pieces, the little tiny steps that it takes every day. I saw a really cool meme on Instagram the other day. It was what about consistency, what we think. And so this totally relates to what we're talking about. So it was a picture of a bunch of circles, and they were all colored in. So there was like 12 of them. They're just a circle, and they were all colored in, like Sharpie colored in. Okay. And it said, this is what we think consistency means. Every day, the circle is totally colored in. And then it said what consistency really means. And the same 12 circles every circle had a different level of color in, but every circle had some degree of a little bit. So we're not going for perfection. We're not going for it. You don't fail if every day the circle's not colored in 100%. But the consistency, what they're looking for is that even if you tried a little bit, maybe one day you walk for 40 minutes, one day you walk for 2 minutes. Okay, that's consistency.
Yeah.
Being consistent with your goal, with the habit, with the formation of the, setting aside the time in your day. So you've just got to keep building. And I think that creates a little bit more, okay, even if I just do 5 minutes, that's consistency.
Right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Very good. Yeah. Consistency is key. Definitely. So, so those are some things to think about as you're reflecting on 2023 and you're thinking about 2024 and where you've come and what you've accomplished and where you'd like to be. And, and we'll be talking about, so going forward from our What's for Dinner space, we are going to change our format a little bit. Rachel, can you talk to that a little?
Yeah. For a little while, we don't know for how long, but we're gonna deviate from the book. Going off of a book, a weekly chapter from a book, and instead we're gonna bring quotes, inspirational sayings, different affirmations that we've heard during the week that are inspiring and motivating. And we're going to break them down and apply them to the health journey and talk about how basic quotes that you find on a calendar or in a devotional book or, in a meme, how we can take the truth and the encouragement from it and apply it to our behaviors, our health, our habits, and this journey that we're on to be healthier and live longer and live better longer.
Right. Live better longer. That's right. Because, otherwise it's just behavior change. We can change behavior and then we can stop changing behavior. But if we change our mindset and we change our heart, then we're going to have more of that consistency that you're talking about. And less of that all or none thinking and, the ability to keep on keeping on.
Yes. Yeah. That's the mistake that so many people make is they look at the journey as the tasks only. And that if I just do this, if I just do that, rather than taking the mindset and the identity around it and the attitudes and our beliefs, these need to come together. They've got to find a marriage at some point, or else the tasks just become doable or quittable. We're not really connected to it. It's like I could do it or not. Connect that. And so that's what our hope is with this next kind of topic we're going to approach. We hope to help connect those pieces for people and help to develop that value, belief system, purpose, and identity around what we're doing.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm excited. Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel. So now what's for dinner?
Okay. So now what's for dinner? That's a tough question for me today. We've just eaten through all of our leftovers. I realized that this morning. I opened the fridge and it was like a gleaming light bulb staring at me. And I was like, I don't know what's for dinner. So I have a bunch of things frozen that I could, like old, food prep, bulk batch cooking that I've done, that I could pull some things out. But I also have my niece from California visiting. She's coming tonight. And so I don't know that those will be things that she'll enjoy eating. So we're to be continued. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. And I have to finish. We just had guests, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They left Wednesday yesterday. So we did a lot of cooking. And so we have a lot of leftovers. And so I have smashed sweet potatoes that were so yummily. I think, is that a word?
Yes.
Rosemary and thyme and oregano in there. It's like, oh, what a taste explosion. So I have some leftover. We baked some chicken that's leftover. So I have leftover yummies. I made this delicious kale salad with this lemon dressing. It's a Meyer lemon with and you use the zest, the lemon zest. It just with pomegranates and stuff. So I'm excited.
That sounds amazing. That sounds very good. You're inspiring me. I'm getting some ideas of what I want to make. So that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Well, Happy New Year again. And and enjoy this first couple of weeks about reflection and goal setting, and just create, maybe finding that word for your year.
Find your word.
Find your word.
All
Okay.
right. Thanks everybody.
Uh-huh.
See you later.
Bye-bye.